This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning and welcome back to another edition of Dolynny TV's Edmonton Oilers discussions here on this fine Saturday. And I told you I wasn't posting today. However, when a guy wakes up in the morning and realizes, oh wait, never mind, golfing doesn't start till 12:45 in the afternoon, and the Oilers lost a play-in series to the Chicago Blackhawks and did exactly what Dave Tippett and Ken Holland told us they would do. What do you do? Other than talk about it on Dolynny TV. So, my friends, first off, I got to start with the Oilers fans that are over the moon ecstatic that the Oilers lost. And I mean, they do exist. Don't kid yourself. There are some Oilers fans from way back when this whole season started in October, when we were 5-0, that were just cheering, the Oilers are going to lose, the Oilers are going to lose, they suck. I can't wait for the Oilers to disappoint you because they suck. And these guys claim to be Oilers fans. I'm sorry. Nobody is bigger clowns, bigger losers than those guys. People that claim to be fans but cheered to lose, you guys are absolute clowns, and that's embarrassing. You should be embarrassed, you should feel bad, and the only thing more embarrassing at this point than having cheered all season for the Oilers lose just to be proven right is cheering for Alex Lafreniere. So, we'll leave that there. However, today that's not the point. That's why I make it just a 5-second thing in front of what is the rest of the video. The rest of the video is simply put, guys, everything that could go wrong for the Oilers in this play-in series went wrong. There is not a single thing that the Oilers had go right. Right? You can list it from the defense to the goaltending to the depth forward scoring to the deflections to anything. Anything you want to name, the Oilers did not have it go their way in the playoffs. And a lot of it, you know what, actually the other side too is the compete level, right? A lot of this is just an absolute did it to themselves kind of deal. The Oilers pretty much didn't lose this series to the Hawks. They lost this series to themselves, to be realistic about it. So that's a tough one. That's a tough one to swallow for a lot of Oilers fans. And I mean, it's a tough one to swallow for me. Don't you kid yourself. Connor McDavid finishes with 9 points. Nugent Hopkins finishes with 8 points. Draisaitl with 6 points in 4 games. And then you go down to Neal with 3, Chason with 2, Ennis with 2, Clefbaum with 2, Nurse with 2, Archibald with 1, and then you have Matt Benning with 1. And that leaves Chris Russell, Zach Kassian, Riley Sheahan, Jujhar Khaira, Andre Athanasiou, Ethan Bear, Kyler Yamamoto, Adam Larson, Caleb Jones, and Gaetan Haas as guys who all played games but didn't register a point in the scoring column. That is not going to get it done. However, that's not why we didn't get it done. That's the problem. Right? It's the depth scoring. Yes, it wasn't there. But the depth scoring is not what cost us. Depth scoring was not depth scoring was not the issue in game 1. Depth scoring was not the issue in game 2 because we got it. Depth scoring was not the issue in game 3. Depth scoring may be the issue in game 4, but losing one game in a series of 5 does not get you eliminated except for that one. However, like I said, the previous 2 leading up to it, if you only lost one game because of depth scoring, that's not the issue. The issue all series long is the Oilers just could not get out of their own way. The Oilers could just not beat themselves. And that's the problem. When you can't beat yourselves, you're beating yourselves. Right? It's a two-pronged thing where you have to beat yourself and then beat the other team. That most likely doesn't happen. The Oilers couldn't even beat themselves, and that is where we found it, right? Obviously, the number one key point on that is the compete level. The compete level, game 1, guys, it was non-existent. It's not that it wasn't there. It was non-existent. And then game 2, we came out firing. We got the job done, good to go. But that was because Connor McDavid was pissed off. Connor McDavid got the job done. Game 3, we were in that. We did not deserve to lose that game by any means. However, deflections. Game 4, from all accounts that I've heard online, because I'll tell you honestly, I watched the second period, bit of the first period, and I went and got my vehicle fixed during the third period because, you know what the guy said? I need your hand doing this. Let's get this done. I have been without a vehicle for a week. It's a play-in series. Whatever happened, happened. And the Oilers, as you saw, I shaved my beard, and that is the rest of the story. But apparently it was a lack of finish in Game 4. And that's not Connor McDavid, that's not Leon Draisaitl, that's everybody up and down the lineup when I hear a comment like that. So yes, Steph scoring, that is what I'm talking about when it comes to Game 4. Now, Corey Crawford, very good in Game 4 from what I watched, so I will give credit where credit is due on that one. But guys, everything that could go wrong went wrong, right? Mike Smith starting Game 1 gets lit up. You've got Mikko Koskinen, can't get that big save at the big time. I think he got a lot of big saves at big times. We're not giving the guy credit where credit is due. He started from a disadvantage, right, down 1-0 in the series, and secondary to that, everything seemed to be deflected. And I know a lot of people are talking the Hawks have half their goals on deflections by the Hawks. That doesn't even count the 3 or 4 extra that hit legs of Oilers players in front and went in. Right, that Chris Russell opening goal in Game 3, think about that one. All 4 of the Hawks goals in Game 3 were deflections, and I believe the first 2 for the Hawks in Game 4 were deflections. One off a Chris Russell stick again, and then the second one, a tip, I think, was it Highmore or something? Have I even looked at the box score for Game 4? No, I haven't. Because at the end of the day, once you know the score and you're eliminated, whatever happened, happened, and you can't change it. No matter what I talk about in this, it's not going to change the fact that the Oilers aren't playing on Tuesday evening. It's not. Straight up, it's not. So that is the tough part there when it comes down to it. But you know what? We move on. We'll move forward, and that is no issue. But yeah, so goaltending, depth forwards not scoring. Well, you know what? We had the scoring to get it done. It doesn't matter. If there's one team that Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl could entirely carry you over, it was the Chicago Blackhawks. However, like I said, with the tips, with the team straight up not showing up in Game 1, right? The Oilers, Connor McDavid had his worst game of probably his career in Game 1. Leon Draisaitl had some points but was still quiet. And right, everything just didn't come to work in Game 1, and I think that was a clear indication of the series. But the fact that a lot of Oilers fans jumped off the bus at the end of Game 1 is probably perhaps the most disappointing thing I have seen all season, is guys just not willing to stick it through with their team. That is beyond me, man. You know what, even though I didn't watch Game 4, you can call me a fake fan all you want. I'm sorry, I've proven myself 100 times over here. It's a matter of life. At the end of the day, I had life to attend to, and I was willing to bet either way. And you know what? Didn't come up with the result we needed. I came through on the promise to shave my beard if it didn't happen. It didn't happen, and I shaved my beard. So I think that's a true enough fan for you there. So it's just the guys that cliff dived after Game 1. That was beyond. And you know what? Yeah. Sure. I saw the comments in the section after the end of Game 3 that everyone was saying, we're going golfing on Saturday. Guess what I'm doing today? I'm going golfing, and I'm going to enjoy the hell out of it, because you know what? It's still summer. And to anyone that wasn't willing to give the Oilers a fair shake in this series, even if you were an Oilers fan and you were cheering for them to lose, whatever, straight up, go enjoy your summer. Don't be sour grapes. It's August 8th. The best part of summer in Alberta is coming up. We've got August through to Labor Day long weekend. Sorry, I had to think about it. I always get confused. But we've got until the 7th, 8th, 9th of September, depending on how your holidays work, to get out there and enjoy Alberta. Let's do it. You know what? Let's get out there. I'm going to the Carstairs Golf Course today. I'm going to go crush a meal at Burger Baron. And you know what? It's going to be a good time to be living in Alberta, and it's going to be one heck of a summer. Don't think you're not going to hear from me the rest of the summer, because if you heard from me all summer long last year, we got a lot more to build on this year. And at the end of the day, you know what? Dave Tippett and Ken Holland delivered exactly what they said this team was going to do. The line was the Oilers were going to compete for the playoffs. My friends, what is a Stanley Cup qualifier play-in if not competing for the playoffs? I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. Still disappointed, but we'll move forward. I am up on out of here.